All right, hello, welcome to Heal and Ascend Tarot. So I hope everyone is doing well. Today is going to be a Twin Flames reading. So let's find out what is going on with Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. If you guys want to book your own Twin Flames reading, the information in the description box is down below. So you can click any of the love readings. Oh wow, split on recognition. So let's take a look at Divine Masculine. Let's take a look at Divine Masculine. We have Soulmate coming through. And we have Return. Wow. Okay, so like the fact that I saw the Recognition card, we have the Soulmate card, we have the Return card. It's like definitely there is this awareness of a strong soul connection. If you notice in both of these images, you have the men in these images are reaching out with their hand, right? There's a sense of wanting to make an offer, wanting to make a gesture, feeling that there is this passion, there's this draw right now to the feminine. I feel like there's been a lot of growth here. We have metamorphosis. There may be a little bit of struggle for the Divine Masculine to communicate. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. The reason why I say that is because can you guys even see this? It's kind of dark, isn't it? I mean, you can see it, but it is dark. Let me go see if I can get a little bit more light. Hopefully that is better. Okay. Okay, with the metamorphosis, actually, no, let me go back to what I was saying, because my throat was starting to close. Even now, it's kind of funny, like, my throat is getting a little bit sore. It was fine until I started doing this reading. Okay, there's a fear that I feel like the masculine has in regards to communication and with that throat chakra energy. But I do see a return. So if you are separated, I see a return. If you are already involved with your Divine Masculine, I just see things progressing. I see like maybe moving things to the next level. You may have a Divine Masculine who is going to propose to you. If you have been in a long-standing relationship, it's like taking things to the next level. This obviously here looks like a proposal. But that's for those of you who are already with your Divine Masculine. So let's take a look and see. Yeah, the Fool, wanting to take a risk on this. Oh. What is going on with the Divine Masculine? The Six of Wands in reverse. The Two of Wands. And the Seven of Cups, okay? So, can never get this camera thing right. There we go. So, you can see exactly where they're at, where their head is at. So, your Divine Masculine is really thinking a lot about just taking a risk. Right? Even this risk taking almost feels a little bit more feminine because it's kind of like taking a risk on your emotions and just going for it. I think there's still the logical part of them that may be stopping them or slowing them down. There's also kind of a fear of, am I ready? Am I really confident? Do I really have what I need? And so there's a little bit of stagnation. So with the Two of Wands, they may not have made this kind of declaration or this offer with the Two of Wands, because I see a waiting. There's a little bit of confusion that needs to clear up with that Seven of Cups. So let's take a look. What is the Divine Masculine's energy towards the feminine? What is their energy towards you? Ace of Wands, like I said, there's a lot of fiery energy. If you notice like the fire behind here, the Soulmate card, we got the Ace of Wands, the High Priestess in reverse, the Three of Wands, and we got the Death card in reverse. Could be a Scorpio. Your Divine Masculine could be a Scorpio, okay? Or you could be. What are they holding on to? What is this? Four of Cups in reverse. I feel like they want... Okay, they definitely want a new beginning, but they're keeping something from you. They're keeping some... What is this? Oh, it's kind of that last bit of like the Divine Masculine keeping whatever they can from you as a means to almost make this statement or this declaration of like, I'm independent. It's almost like, I think what the last little thing that they need to release here, it feels like I'm looking at a divine masculine who's taken like 9 steps, and there's like that 10th step, and they're right there. And it's just like, okay, you need to let go of this one thing, and then you can be free. And I feel like this last thing that they're holding on to is their like independence. You know, there's this like, well, I'm independent right now. And especially for those of you where they're wanting to propose, it could be like, you know, right now I'm just in a relationship, but like a proposal, marriage is like a big deal. I'm going to lose my independence. But for those of you where you're in separation, it's really still that same thing, but it's kind of like that next step. So if they're withholding something or hiding something, I feel like this is really just them trying to hold on to that last bit of independence that they have. But really that's kind of an illusion in itself, because it's just because you're married or just because you're involved doesn't mean that you lose your independence. I mean, you shouldn't lose your independence in a relationship. Both people should have their own thing. But I think it's just that fear, right? It's that subconscious fear. They are planning something here, but I think that is what's kind of coming through. It's like, yes, there's this knowing and there's this desire for a new beginning, but there's also this sort of withholding of information because there's holding on to the independence. So I want to see, how does the divine masculine see the feminine right now? The 5 of Cups in reverse. They feel like you're overcoming a hard time. Yeah, look at that, guys. 5 and 5. We have 2 cards that would indicate loss or lack, but it's in reverse. This is like getting over something. They really see you as someone who has overcome something very intense for you. You've overcome a deep disappointment. You've overcome loneliness. You've overcome some sort of loss in your life. It's like they know and they're aware that you like really lost yourself at some point, or you really went through something very difficult, but they feel like you've overcome it. They see that you've made some sort of a positive change. I'm also seeing the Wheel of Fortune here. They feel like you're someone who can overcome anything. That's really how they're seeing you. They feel like you handle change very well. This is something that they admire about you, because I feel like for them, they are going through a lot of changes, but it's been difficult for them. Like, it's been very hard for them to make these changes. But again, I see a divine masculine who has grown a lot. Okay. So let's take a look at the divine feminine. So what's going on with the divine feminine at this time? We have action. We have deception. And we have summer. Okay. So this is interesting, and I'm going to read this probably different than you're seeing it, because I'm noticing how with this action there's this bird that is actually flying away from the deception. Do you notice that? The bird is flying away, and I feel like there could have been something that happened between you and your divine masculine in the summer. Maybe there was something significant that occurred in the summertime, and there could have been deception. Maybe there was cheating, infidelity, maybe there was lies, betrayals. I feel like there was a level of deceit, and specifically for those of you, I think it happened last summer. Like, I feel like there was something in the summertime specifically. Okay, I know that's quite specific, but I'm being called to say that and to just stick to it. And I feel like the divine feminines are really taking this action to release themselves from whatever has occurred, whatever happened in that period of time. There's this sense of like needing to distance themselves from it. And maybe that's what, maybe some of you had to actually leave your divine masculine in the summer. Maybe you had to walk away from them in the summertime or leave the situation. So let's see what's going on with the divine feminine. Yeah, I see you guys releasing anything that's been blocking you. Maybe codependency, attachments, wounds. We have the 10 of Wands reverse, the Queen of Pentacles reverse, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands in reverse. We got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So right now, divine feminines are letting go of baggage, emotional baggage. And again, I feel like you guys have been holding on to something, and I think it has to do with like keeping yourself in toxic situations, keeping yourself in volatile situations, keeping yourself in situations that you know you deserve better. And I think this had to do with codependency. I think this had to do with attachment wounds. I see you guys having a new start, new beginning. Some of you may be starting a new career, new job, having new opportunities being offered to you because you're releasing the old, right? It's like energetically, if we want to create something new in our lives, we have to be willing to let go of what is blocking it. It's like we have to make space for things that we want. And so I see that. I see the divine feminine who is releasing herself from something that has been overwhelming, that has been too much, that has just been blocking what it is that you really want. And now it's like these new opportunities are flooding in. Some of you are a little bit afraid to act on them though. It's kind of like, you know, when you release something, but you still have a little bit of like, I don't know if I'm ready for something new. I'm hearing that if you guys have new opportunities coming up, whether it be like meeting new people, new job opportunities, new opportunities within your work environment, that kind of thing, like anything, take it on. Like open yourself up to it. Don't be afraid to take a risk on these things. So what is the divine feminine's energy towards the masculine? We have the Ace of Cups in reverse, the Chariot reverse. We have Cancer energy, the Tower, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so a lot of the divine feminines are withholding their emotions right now. There's no action towards the masculine, despite the fact that we have action, but that's why I don't feel like this is action in regards to the masculine. I feel like this is you taking action almost away from any of that deceptive energy. And so I'm seeing here that a lot of you have slowed things down, or you're not moving towards the masculine. And this is a huge change for you, I feel. So with the Tower, I feel like this is major. And that's what I'm getting, like with the divine masculine, there's a lot of shifts happening. There's a lot of changes happening, like major shifts. And it's almost being mirrored by the changes that the divine feminine are making, but it almost feels like kind of on a separate level. Like see, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Deception card, right? That Seven of Swords. I feel like this is what you guys are moving away from. This is the change that you're making. It's like if you are always caught up in situations where you are being deceived, lied to, hurt, whatever it is, you're releasing this. The Tower has come crumbling down, which is now the time to build a new foundation. But there's that lag time with the Seven of Pentacles, that period of time where it almost feels like this whole reading is kind of like a theme where it's like the change is there, you're almost at that tipping point, but it's like that lull in between a major shift that happens. Because like anytime in life we go through a major change, we need a little bit of rest time to just kind of recuperate, balance out the energy, make sure that it's like, you know, stable, right? Because if you just go through a major change and then just shift into next gear, like you go from like level 10 to level 11 and you just shift right away, it's like sometimes you need a minute to just kind of catch your breath. And that's what I see is happening for the divine feminine and the divine masculine in terms of their own personal changes. So what is your divine masculine's messages for you? What do they want to say to you? What is it that they want to say? I'm so worried that you hate me right now. Okay, so there's a fear here, obviously, that whatever your divine masculine has done to you in the past, they worry that maybe you haven't let it go or that you are still angry. Yeah, because they want to have a reconciliation, right? They want to have this rebirth. We have the Judgment card. They're hoping to have a rebirth, but their fear is that, you know, you're still going to be upset about whatever this deception was in the past. We have, I compare myself to your exes, okay? So some of them are comparing themselves to who you've been with in the past. They're comparing themselves to like other people in general. I feel like there is still a little bit of insecurity coming through here. For those of you who have divine masculines who know your exes, you've talked about them, maybe you've talked about experiences, that kind of thing. They have been comparing, and it does definitely, it's on their minds. I'm working on my business. I want to make you proud. So for those of you who have a divine masculine who has a business, they're trying to work on this, they're trying to build this because they do want to make you proud. I love what you were wearing the last time I saw you. Okay, so this is kind of cute. So like I said, for some of you, maybe the last time you saw them was in the summertime. I'm getting the sense that whatever happened between the two of you the last time, so this is mainly for those of you who are in separation with your divine masculine. I'm seeing that whatever you are wearing, or whatever, there was something that like you had on, I'm also hearing a scent as well, specifically that they can't forget. It's almost like they have this like mental imprint in their mind. Okay, love is really hard for me. So they're saying here, you know, I'm trying, this is difficult. Again, that's why they see you as someone who really overcomes a lot, and they're trying to catch up to you. Like, they're trying to make sure that they can be on your level, but they're just aware that you deal with change a lot easier than them. Like, they are really trying though. Okay, and we have, I'm sorry I ghosted you. So for some of you, maybe that's how they hurt you. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe that's why you guys had to leave the situation. Let's clarify this. Yeah, they're definitely very sorry about this. We have the Page of Cups, so they are apologizing to you energetically here. This apology is coming through with the Page of Cups. I'm sorry I ghosted you. So again, yeah, they were in a bad place. I feel like they let the devil energy get them. They maybe, some of them actually fell into temptation here with the devil, which could really be anything. It could have been their fears, it could have been addictions, but I feel like they chose, it's like they had the choice between dark and light, and they chose the dark. And in doing this, it's like they ghosted you at the same time. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this is what I mean. Okay, Devil, 8 of Swords. When you're Divine Masculine, and because I think for some of you, this is also why you had to leave the situation, because again, there was a deception going on. And for those of you who are aware, you knew that they were caught up in negative things. You knew that they were in a bad place. They were in a low vibration. They were in some sort of like, it's not even really a judgment. It's just that like the devil got them, really, right? And I feel like they allowed this energy to suck them in. And the 8 of Swords, they got caught up in it. It's like, you know, that the darkness can really take you in. If you allow it to even just like seep into your life, it can suck you in like so fast. And I feel like this is what happened. And because of this, it's like they shut you out completely. They probably never got back to you. They just ignored you. And I think, again, this is why a lot of you shut down, right? You shut down your energy towards your Divine Masculine, and you stopped taking action, which was the best thing for you. I think it was like, honestly, I'm getting with the Tower, this was really difficult, but this was like the change that you needed to make. Some of you knew that maybe you needed to leave for a long time, but you finally did it. And I feel like now you're just in this energy where all of the seeds that you've been planting and all of these positive decisions that you've made, it's like you're going to start to see the results of this with the 7 of Pentacles coming through. Okay, so let's see what's connecting Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine at this time. What's connecting Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine at this time? What's connecting the two of you? We have numbing. Okay. And we have mute. So like I said, for some of you, you're not in communication. And we have this mute. There's a shutting down. I think I was even saying that like when I started doing this reading, my throat started getting like sore, like instantly when I was fine. And then all of a sudden, like my throat got sore. So again, there's a blockage in throat chakra. So some of you, if you're wondering like what's going on with communication, there is definitely a block here. So you could potentially do some sort of clearing yourself, but I feel that there is a suppression going on. Like even if you look at the feminine's energy for the Divine Feminine, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. This can be a suppression of emotion. So for you on your end, definitely be aware that, you know, emotions may come up. It doesn't mean you have to act on those emotions, but definitely they need to be felt, because there's almost like a suppression. There could be so much intensity of emotion between the two of you that sometimes it's overwhelming, that you guys decide to just kind of numb it or suppress it. But I feel like all of that numbing is actually blocking the throat chakra here. It's like I'm getting heart chakra blockage, and I'm getting throat chakra blockage. Could even also be kind of spilling over into the solar plexus here as well. So there's definitely still something that needs to be worked through here. I see that you guys are on the brink of like a shift or a change, but obviously there's still a suppression of emotions. So what is the most likely outcome here between Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine in the near future? The 9 of Cups. This is literally the card of numbing. What is going on? The 9 of Cups reverse is my card of either not feeling good enough, or it's the card of, it could be someone who's like dealing with an addiction, which AKA would be numbing. So, because it's the card of really looking for love in all of the wrong places. It's like you're avoiding yourself somehow. So be aware of this in yourself, but also be aware that your divine masculine could be doing the same thing, could be mirroring it. So if you're wondering why your divine masculine is still like addictions, that kind of thing, because we did have the devil, this is because there's still some of that going on within the divine feminine. Yeah, it's still being healed. There's still like some... It's like there is still some past energy that needs to clear. 9 of Cups reverse, 5 of Swords reverse. There may be an apology coming through. You may actually get an apology from your divine masculine, but I don't necessarily see a coming together of something right at this point in time, because I do actually strongly feel, I wasn't going to say that, but I do think that someone could really be battling with addiction. And I don't know if someone's in recovery. Like, that could potentially be that there's recovery going on. But I would even go as far as to say that someone could have had to go into like a institution to deal with this. Okay, that's something that I'm seeing here. That's not going to be for every single one of you, but I definitely see, like, I can't deny the fact that we have the Devil, the Numbing card, and the 9 of Cups in reverse. So and with the DM and DF, there's this mirroring energy going on. So just be aware of like suppressing. Make sure that all these feelings that are coming up, you take the time to honor them and feel them. So let's get one last message from your divine masculine. Let's get one last message here from your divine masculine. I fell for you instantly. Okay? Yeah, and talk about kind of intensity of emotions, right? Like, often when you have two people who are feeling such an extreme, where there is like addiction and temptation and fear and triggers, like, typically on the other side of that, there is an intensity of like connection and love. So I feel like your divine masculine is reminding you that, you know, they fell for you instantly. There was this like instant connection, but all of that was quite overwhelming, considering that the two of you could have been in a place where you weren't necessarily ready to allow all of that love to flow in. Even now, I feel like you guys are blocking this love from flowing in, whether you're aware of it or not. Because of these blocked sort of energy centers, okay? But I do still see that a lot of progress has been made, so I want to acknowledge that, because that was the first message that I was getting, is sometimes like you look at where you are and you're like, wow, you know, I still have a long ways to go, but there's an acknowledgement of the fact that you've come a long way. I don't even feel like it's like there's that, you're always going to be growing and changing. Like, try not to get focused on like a final destination, but I want to acknowledge that there has been a lot of shifts and a lot of changes, and there's like an awareness too that positive changes have been made, despite that the fact that you may not be exactly where you want to be yet. Okay, but that's what I have for you guys. So I truly hope that this reading was helpful. Again, if you want to book your own personal reading, if you want your own twin flame reading, you can choose any of the readings that are love readings, and it'll be in the description box down below. But I'm sending you absolute love and light, and I wish you all of the best on your journeys. Take care.